When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to
Hey guys, and welcome to Follower Me111 for the week of September 14th, 2015. This is episode number 16, and I am Sean Mudflaps Morrison. So as you could see from one of the most exciting intros we've had to this show, recently my family and I were able to go out to Night of Joy and Rock the Universe up in Orlando, Florida. We had a great weekend. It's supposed to be a 2-day event. It starts on Friday night, and then there's also Saturday night, but it was also a 3-day weekend. Well, also add on to that the fact that I've been sick with a cold for the last, over a week, and it actually became a 4-day weekend, so that was pretty cool. It kind of stunk getting to have to hang out at the theme parks while you're sick, but that's kind of why we're late this week. Between the 3-day weekend, which was really a 4-day weekend for me, with the cold, with all the events going on, really the Tuesday show was not possible this week, so we actually are doing it tonight on Saturday night. Now, if you hear in the background a couple of times there's been some thunder, well, that's just living in South Florida, but I will tell you that it's also part of the event. If you go to Night of Joy or Rock the Universe, inevitably, without fail, every year it rains, and, well, we'll get into a little bit of what to expect when you go to Night of Joy or Rock the Universe next. One of the things that never changes when you go to Night of Joy or Rock the Universe, Night of Joy over at the Magic Kingdom or Rock the Universe over at Universal Studios, one of the things that never changes is there is always lots and lots of people. So if you don't like people, I'm not necessarily a lots of people type person. I don't get claustrophobic if I'm in a tight confined space, but you put me someplace with a lot of people, and I start freaking out. But, you have to expect it, and it's a good thing. We look around at our world, at our society, and we think, oh man, everything's going bad, everything's wrong. But when there's youth groups and kids and people to the point where, well, look at this picture. When you see so many people at Night of Joy and Rock the Universe that the events get sold out, where they have to actually stop entrance into the parks, that's pretty cool. That shows me that our society is not as bad as we want to believe it is. There was a huge crowd just trying to get onto the monorail. Look at this about crowds. What may at first look chaotic is actually not. Disney does a good job, Universal does a good job getting people to a safe place to watch the music, have a good time, worship the Lord, and most of the people there are actually incredibly nice. Most of the guests are incredibly nice. The whole weekend, I think I heard one girl drop an F-bomb, but most of the people were really cool, really. And yet, for all the people who go, and literally people from all over the state of Florida, people from Georgia, Alabama, you see youth groups, church buses from everywhere. One of the things that really bugs me is no other show talks about it. I mean, yes, on Christian radio they'll talk about it. Maybe if you're watching TBN or something like that, they'll talk about it. But in mainstream podcasting, you never hear about it. There's tons of really good Disney programs out there, tons of Universal programs that are out there that you can listen to. And not a one of them talks about Night of Joy or Rock the Universe. And really, that was one of the things that started me on this whole, hey, let's start a podcast thing called Follower Me111, and we'll talk about where faith and fun collide. If faith and fun are going to collide, one of the best intersections for that is right there at the theme parks. And yet no other podcast that I know of is talking about it. But guys, that's what we're going to do tonight. So the people at Night of Joy do a pretty good job displaying the bands. They put the top rated bands at the castle stage right in front of Cinderella's castle. Then over in Tomorrowland they have two smaller theaters. One of them in Tomorrowland had such bands as Francesca Battistelli and Colton Dixon, and that was at the Galaxy stage. I'm not a big fan of that because you can't really get in there and you can't see a whole lot once you are in there. Also, they have another pavilion where they have smaller bands who are up and coming, and that's called the Rocket Tower Plaza, and there they had bands like Josh Wilson, I Am They, and Ren Collective. So back in August, I knew that I was going to be going to Night of Joy Rock the Universe. I've been going for years and years. But I looked at their new expansion and I was trying to figure out how are they going to get better viewing. In the past, one of the things that's been bad with Night of Joy is you can't see the bands very well. And they did do that new hub expansion, so, I was hoping that they would have better viewing. So take a look and decide for yourself. So people have asked me what happened with the spoke, what happened with the wheel in the middle of the Magic Kingdom, the hub. Well, they've actually turned it into a park-like setting. They've added more seating areas, some fountains, some places to charge your iPhone, so they've actually made it a lot better. I know for Night of Joy, this place is always packed, there's never enough room. Well, with the new expansion, they should be able to fit everybody. Some Jumbotrons have a much better viewing area. Let's look around. If you look out here though, there's a lot more seating area. You can fit more people. Of course, Magic Kingdom opened in the 70s and they didn't have as many people as we do now living down here. So they made it a lot bigger, a lot nicer. And that's pretty much what they've been doing. I think that they did do a good job expanding the hub, making it bigger, more room for people to sit, more people to view the whole event. But we didn't know that at first. When we first got there, Jeremy Camp was taking the stage, and, well, I'm going to show you a video. The music's really good. It's a pretty short clip, but you get a view of what it is. But if you're up front, there's lots and lots of people and lots of obstructions. had an awesome set, it was kind of hard to see. There was things in the way. Honestly, I wasn't very impressed with what the new edition was supposed to be. And it wasn't totally better when we saw Mercy Me either. Again, take a look.
Oh yeah.
Still, despite the distractions, the things in the way, the music's amazing. You should definitely check it out. And Mercy Me, Toby Mac, Jeremy Camp, they all did a tremendous job. One of my favorite songs is I Can Only Imagine, and just being there in front of the Magic Kingdom, in front of Cinderella's castle, with all those other people who are trying to worship Jesus, that's pretty important. That's pretty cool. So, here's the song. Hope you enjoy it.
When I walk by your side, I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
Still, in my opinion, one of the best bands there was Toby Mac. My mom is a huge Toby Mac fan. I've been kind of raised on his music. Lots of fun, lots of good showmanship, and we really had the best view out of all of them when we went to see Toby Mac. We decided, actually my mom was the one who figured it out, if you stand up close to the stage, there's just too many people. You're literally on top of each other. You can't see anything. There's things in your way. But if you go further back, you can actually get a better view. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. But because of the Jumbotron and because of the way that the actual place is laid out, the further you go back from the stage, you can actually see better. And we had a pretty good view for Toby Mac.
It's all showtime in diverse cities waiting on me. We got a path promise, the crowd is calling out. They want the beat to jump, but we really need is you. If you want to steal my show, sit back and watch you go. If you got something to say or want to take it away, need you to steal my show. Can't wait to watch you go. ship and they mad and they pull at me. And every little thing I make up my mind to be. Like I'm gonna be a daddy who sing the mix. And I'm gonna be a husband who stays legit. And I pray that I'm an artist who rise above the road that is wide and fill the self-love. Everything that I see draws me. Though it's only in you that I can truly see. There's a piece for the eyes of those below the purpose. And I'm a little kid at a three-ring circuit. I don't wanna gain the whole world and lose my soul. Let me hear people say, I don't wanna gain the whole world and lose my soul. Let me hear people say, we're relying on you. All eyes are on you, Lord. All eyes are on you. Let's sing it together, Disney. Come on. Let's sing. I don't wanna gain the whole world and lose my soul. Let's sing it like a family today. Let's make it a celebration. I don't wanna gain the whole world and lose my soul.
So, of course, the bands are only really there for Night of Joy. It's a separate ticketed event, and, you know, if you're like me, you're an annual pass holder, you can go to the park whenever you want to. It's awesome to ride Space Mountain. It's a blast to go on Splash. But, really, to see Toby Mac, that's once a year if you're lucky. Now, if you want to go, the ticket prices are going to cost you, and it depends. It depends if you go with a group. If you're in a youth group, you can definitely get some discounts. I know that annual pass discount says they give you a discount. I didn't get one. I didn't find any place where they were really offering them. A general admission ticket is going to cost you for one night $65. And if you want to go for 2 nights, they're going to cost you $85. You know, $85 for Friday and Saturday included all in the same ticket. Now, what's cool about the tickets, now that they've gone to these magic bands, is you no longer have to print out a ticket at your house, nor do you have to go to will call to pick it up. We didn't know that when we got there. We went to will call and guest services, and they said, oh, you know what? It's cool. You don't have to print anything out. Just use your magic band. Now, once you go inside the park, if you get there early, you can get there as early as 4 o'clock, they're going to give you one of these. They're going to give you a Night of Joy wristband. And that way you kind of know the people who are there for Night of Joy and the people who are going to be kicked out at 7 o'clock when the stage comes out, when the performers are ready to start singing. They kick out the regular guests, and only those with the bands get to stay. So it's a cool event. They do have some merchandise there, and I'll show you a picture in just a second, but I wasn't really impressed with their merchandise. They only had a handful of shirts. There was one for guys and one for girls, and there was a hat, and there was a pin. The shirts cost you $25, and I'm sorry, but they weren't even for the bands. It was basically a cross, and it said Night of Joy. I thought, you know, I can go to a family Christian bookstore, I can go to Lifeway or one of those Christian places, and I can get a shirt for like $10, $15. Because you put the 3 words Night of Joy on it, I'm supposed to pay extra? Well, I didn't feel that it was a good investment of God's money to go and buy the merchandise there. So like I said, I didn't buy any merchandise there, and I really, to be honest with you, I didn't buy anything at Rock the Universe either. But I will tell you that Rock the Universe had a much better setup for the different merchandise. They had tons and tons of merchandise. Just like if you went to a concert, you could buy the hat, you could buy the CD, you could buy drumsticks, you could buy posters, you could buy whatever that you wanted from the bands. They had little shops set up across the park where you could go and buy the merchandise. Disney doesn't allow that. Is it a good thing? I don't know. It's a Disney thing. So once we left the Magic Kingdom, we got to our hotel. Of course, we had to bring all of our luggage and all of our stuff into our room. By the time I actually got to sleep, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. That's usual with Night of Joy and Rock the Universe. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. But I can tell you, I'm getting a little older. When I was a kid, I could stay up all the time. Didn't bother me. I could stand in one place listening to bands for hours on end. Didn't bother me. Now that I'm pushing 33, it's starting to catch up with me, and I don't really like that. But what do you do when you go to Night of Joy, Rock the Universe? You stay up really late. You finally go to sleep, and you wake up sometime in the afternoon, like 12, 1 o'clock. Well, that's what we did, and we went over to Universal. Shh, don't tell anybody. I don't usually go over there. It's actually the one time a year where my family goes to Universal, and we got there at 4 o'clock. There was enough time to ride some of the rides, have a good time, and then go see the bands. So I've always loved when you walk into Rock the Universe. They have a huge archway with a huge sign that says, hey, this is Rock the Universe. Again, 4 o'clock, regular guests get kicked out, and the people who are there to party get to stay. Another cool thing that Rock the Universe does is you can buy a Rock the Universe mug, and that's going to cost you $5, but you get free refills the entire night. So if your family's there and you want a whole bunch of soda, this is your opportunity. It only costs $5, and you can refill that thing as many times as you want to. My family and I decided to stay at the main stage and watch Building 429. Actually, at the end of Building 429's show, it started to torrential downpour. Again, that's part of the excitement of the weekend. You go up there and this time of year, it's constantly raining. At the end of their show, it started to downpour. We were hungry. We went and got some food, and 10th Avenue North, who was up next, their show got kind of chopped in half. At the end of the night, we got to worship with casting crowns, and then there's a candlelight ceremony at the end. So those are the videos that I'm going to show you now.
This life is not
And just like at Magic Kingdom, there was still time to ride some of the rides. I got to go on Shrek 3D, which is one of the best 3Ds I think I've ever been on. I got to save the day with Terminator 2. It's an old ride, but it's still really good. And also some of the newer attractions they have there are a lot of fun too. I was able to become a minion and make little minion friends on Despicable Me, the new ride. I was also able to save the day with Optimus Prime. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a huge fan of this ride. It's good, but it's basically the old Spider-Man ride redone with Transformers figures. There was still time to go over to MIB and make some new friends with some of the aliens from outer space. Lots of fun, definitely worth going to. That's going to do it for our coverage of Rock the Universe and Night of Joy for this year, 2015. Hopefully you guys get a chance to head over there. It's lots of fun. And you want to talk about a place where faith and fun collide? I mean, come on, that's basically what this show is. It's all about Jesus, it's all about fun, and that's exactly what Night of Joy and Rock the Universe are about. So, no show would be complete without our follow cue. I want to congratulate Andre Morris for getting last week's follow cue question correctly, and the question was, what was the name of the zoo in Miami when it originally opened? Now, I was going to take two different answers. The way I was raised and when I knew it, it was Miami Metro Zoo. But one of my friends actually told me that's not the correct answer. The correct answer was the Crandon Park Zoo. So, I kind of accepted both. I know now more of the history about the zoo. But, Andre, you sent in a winning answer. I, like always, reached down, grab up that name, and you were the person to win your prize. So, your prize is on your way to you, and let's get into this week's follow cue. Cue the music. Alright guys, what was the year that the first Night of Joy happened at Walt Disney World? That's the question. You have until midnight on September 27th to send in the winning answer. One lucky person, I will reach down, I'll put your name in a drawing, I'll reach down, pull out the name, and that person is going to win a prize. You can send that winning answer into Follower Me111 at yahoo.com. Of course, you can also send it in via Facebook, via Instagram, via our blog. You guys can check out all of that. All of it is listed under Follower Me111. However you choose to do it, send in the correct answer for your chance to win. Now, as far as our follow-ups are concerned, there's two, but there's kind of none this month. What do I mean? Well, for one of them, I'm inviting a lot of people from the East Boca Church, the West Boca Church of Calvary Chapel to come out, and we're going to go up to Okeechobee Shooting Sport, and that's going to be on October 3rd. Now, the thing with that, I don't really want to make that an event here on the show. The show is for any age. If you're going up to the shooting range, you have to be careful, you have to go through a safety training, you have to know what you're doing. So we're asking if you're 18 and over and you want to join us, hey, that's cool. We're going to be meeting over at West Boca Calvary Chapel, and we're going to meet there on Saturday, October 3rd at 9 a.m. But if you're a kid, if you're under the age of 18, I'm going to say I really appreciate you guys, but that's not going to be a follow-up. It's not an official one anyway. And the other event is going to be my birthday. I'm actually turning 33 next month. I can't believe it. Where does time go? All that kind of stuff. But the birthday celebration is going to be over at Hurricane Grill and Wings in the Mission Bay Shopping Plaza. It's basically off of Glades. If you need directions, you can definitely Google it or drop me a line and let me know. That's going to be on Saturday, October 17th, and we're going to be there about 8 o'clock at night until basically they throw us out. So hopefully we'll see you guys, not really a month with an official follow-up, but you guys can definitely come and stop in if you want to. Don't feel bad about crashing the birthday party. I'm inviting you guys to come. Other than that, this week is See You at the Pole. It's going to be on Wednesday, September 23rd at 7 a.m. in front of any of middle school or high school. Basically just stop in there. You're a Christian, you're allowed to be there, and you can go and you can pray. Get involved with First Priority if you haven't done so already. You can look back in our archives, and we did a show where we talked about First Priority, but there's lots of ways to get involved. That's going to do it for tonight. You guys have a wonderful week. God bless you, and have fun.
I'll be your